Now, again, you could do this at any level you want to. You can do it at a $5 level on a bubble craps machine. On the come bets, you can do this at $25 level with red chips. Any way you want to do it, you can go up, or scale down. This could be the perfect bet you've been waiting on because it has a little bit of everything, guys. Dark side, light side. This could be your perfect bet that you've been looking for. Make sure you stay tuned. Hey guys, welcome to Mark the Point. I have a really great system for you today. It may be something you've seen before. I have a friend of mine, his name is John. He has a channel called Pro Craps, and he has ran this video out several times. This is probably where I originally saw it, and this is probably the most safe way to play a system and not really risking a lot of bankroll because you're going to be hedging a little bit of both sides. You're going to be playing a little bit of adult side. You're also going to be playing a little bit of light side with some come bets. Some of the best house edge that you can have. This is the Horseman. And guys, it is a winner. Let me tell you this. It is a winner. And there's different ways you can, variations you can play this. And remember, you can scale every one of these bets all the way up to $100, which is what we're going to play it at. Or you can go all the way down the bubble craps level, which could be like 5-1. Okay. In this case, what we're going to do is, again, you can do this at different levels. The original Horseman goes out at a $25 level. It gets a point set. I should say this course is set on the don't pass. And remember, when you're on the don't pass, a 7 or 11 on the come out roll, you actually lose this bet. A 2 or 3, you'll win that bet, and a 12 is just a push. But let's say it goes past the come out and it gets a point set. At this point in time, of course, you're in the favor with the casino as you are trying to look for a 7 prior to the 9, and you're in that favor. Now, let's just say you had a come bet. If you had a PSO or a 0.7 out, this is a perfect scenario because you would win here at $25, which is even odds, and you would also win here in the come because remember on a come bet, a 7 or 11 on the come out roll, or in this case, as a come bet, it's a winner, right? So these bets are come back and you'd be up $75. Now you can continue to do this for 3 consecutive come bets. Let's say it goes to the 5, you get another one set, and it goes to the 6. Let's call it one more, 3, and it goes to the 4. Now at this point in time, you have $100 at risk. That's all we're going to risk at a $25 level. Okay. But in this case, the worst case scenario is one thing, right? Let's just say you hit the 9, and right, so you hit the 9, so this would lose. So remember, that would turn the puck off. Come bets are always working. Okay, these are contract bets. So you can't turn them off. You can't take them down. Once it comes and it's set at a point, you can't take them down. Now from here, if you did hit a 7 on the come out roll, you would lose all these bets. That is the worst case scenario you can possibly have. Okay, but there's a trick here. If you was able to do somehow change your bet sizes to where you're heavier on the don't pass and then you're a little bit lighter as a distribution on your come bets. In this case, I want to try at a $100 don't pass. Okay, remember the most risk you're going to have here is the come out roll, the 7 or 11. Let's just say you get a point set, and let's call it back on the 9 again. Okay, now from here we're going to go $25 come bets. Okay, $100 don't pass, $25 come bets. This is a 4-to-1 ratio. At this point in time, a PSO or 0.7 out is your friend, right? Because what will happen on a 0.7 out is you'll win $100 here, you'll win $25 there. Guys, you're winning $125 back to your rack, and you're ready to roll for the next shooter when the puck is off. Again, now your risk is still on the come out roll. Okay, now let's just say by chance, right? What it did set a point. Let's just say it went to the 6. This is a come bet, went to the 6. Okay, we're going to place another one. All right. At this point in time, what happens is if you hit a 7 now, you will lose this bet, but you'll get paid on the come. So that's basically if you want to call it a wash, I guess, in that regard, but you're still going to win $100 back to your rack. Okay, black chips. We love getting black chips back to our rack. Okay, let's pull this back. Now, if you just so happens you get 2 set, and again, you go out for your come bet, what happens? Well, if a 7 rolls now, you would lose these 2 bets, okay? But you would get paid here, and you get paid here. So what's that? $75 back to your rack, right? Okay, one last time, you're only going to risk $175, okay? You're going to risk 3 points. Let's just say all 3 And it doesn't have to be just these three, but just in case we're trying to bet against the 9, 3 of these get set, right? Again, worst case scenario that you have is hitting the 9 and then hitting a 7, right? But let's just say if you started getting these bets in, if you did get all threes going, let's just say you hit a 6. Now, let's just say you hit a 6. It would pay the 6, and we're going to go straight to our rack. We're no longer playing the comeback anymore. We're only going to risk that $175. We're not going to continuously have a comeback going. Now, there are ways you can do that. If you want to be more aggressive to do that, you can 100%, because really you're back at that point where if you did do that, remember, if a 7 rolled now, you would hit it here, you would get paid here, here, and you'd lose these 2. So it's actually not a terrible idea or way to play, but it is not suggested if you don't have as big of a risk or bankroll. Just go ahead and take that money, go back to your rack, and be satisfied with it, okay? Now, here's what last thing I'm going to say. If you do happen to get knocked off your point, okay, let's just say this gets knocked off, they hit the 9, and you lose this $100, right? You are not going to go back out there. We're going to let that player settle, okay? Meaning we're going to let them establish their 7 and get for the next shooter. We're not going to risk that don't pass again, because you got to go back out there for the come out roll. And if you get hit on the come out roll, that's 2 in a row. You just want to make sure you're settled. Let's go ahead and not go back out there for the second time, right? $175 per shooter, expecting to double up. Okay, that's our goal. We're going to try to double up here. All right, so we're going to see if we can roll this thing out. I want to show you what this is going to look like and how we do. And let's see if we can do some live rolls. Here we go. Okay, so what I have here is I have $1,000 in our bankroll. Okay, some people would say you're probably a little light because you're going to go out there for $175, but we are playing a little bit of both sides, so we don't expect to lose all of it. We hope not. But we're going to go ahead and get a point established. Okay, so we go out and don't pass. Get 2 dice here. Okay, remember 7 or 11 is our enemy. All right, here we go, shooter. Let's go. All right, that's going to be a 6 to 8. Okay, the point is going to be on the 8, so mark the point on the 8. Remember, our goal here is to roll a 7 prior to the 8, and we're going to go ahead and drop down $25 in the come. And here we go. And that's a 9, the center field, the 549. Okay, so this will travel to the 9. That's number 1. We're going to do this for 3 of them. Again, if you want to see the original John from Pro Craps, I'll put up his link so you can see who he is. Really good buddy of mine. And that's going to be the 325, guys. That is going to be the no field. Okay, so this will travel to the 5. Looking for one more to get set. One more. Let's go ahead and drop down our come bet. And here we go. And there's going to be a 5. That's good, right? Because what's going to happen here is we'll get paid. So what happens is technically this will come down and get paid. And this will travel up, right? So it's kind of like an on and off, if you want to call it that. But that is technically our 3 bets. Now, this one did its job. We're not going to throw more money out there because we made money, right? Not going to throw more money out there. So we're going to leave it at just those 2 because that one did its job, right? And here we go. All right, so that's a yo 11, no help to me. So right now we're waiting on the 5 and the 9 to roll all day long. That's what we're waiting for. And of course, big red is a good time too, right? Because what will happen here is you'll lose both of these bets. You will get paid $100 here. The puck is going to go off. This can go right back to your rack, just like that. Okay. So now here we go. We're going to wait for another point to be established. Again, on the don't pass, and that's going to be the pair in the tray, guys. That is the 3, the 2, the 5. Let's mark the point on the 5. Okay. Drop down a quarter, and go to the come bet. And here we go. And that stinks, right? Because that is our 5. That's going to knock off our point. So we're going to lose this $100 here we just made. The puck is going to go off. This will travel to the 5. Again, we're not going to go back out there, but we are going to get to a point established. Now, because you're not playing a don't pass again, okay, because you got knocked off, if you want to go ahead and play a pass line to get a bet set as your come bets, you can 100% do that. Again, you're only going out there for $75. That's totally up to you. In this case, it could make sense, but let's just follow the trend with the come and the don't pass. So let's just keep it off for now. And that would have helped us, right? Because that would have been a pass line winner if we would have. But however, this is a loser because it is 7. Remember, contract bet. These are always working. The puck is off. That is our 7. So that kind of settles off everything there. We could go back out there now since the 7's been established. It is the same shooter, though. That's I think to be cautious of. It is the same shooter, but we're just gonna, for video purposes, we're gonna act like it wasn't the same shooter. And we have a new shooter coming out. So the puck is going to be off. We have a don't pass set up there, and here we go. All right, it's going to be on the 8, the 5, 3, 8. Okay, let's mark the point on the 8. And let's go back out there for our come bet, $25. Come on, shooter. And that's a 6 to 5, 1. Okay, this is going to travel to the 6. We'll drop down another $25. Okay. And there's a yo 11. Okay, that's perfect because we're going to get paid in the come. This right here. So again, this is a good bet. We're going to go ahead and put him into the rack as if we've already used him. And then we're going to put another one out there. Remember, we're only going to use 3. 1, 2, 3. So this is going to be our last place, okay? Here we go. Or last come bet. And that's going to be the 5, 2, 7. Okay, that's perfect. Okay, what's going to happen is, remember, this will lose, but we'll get paid here. We'll get paid $100 here. Okay, but all this is going to go back to our rack. Just like that. We're only going to risk $175 per shooter. Okay, the puck is off. We already got our don't point set. And that's going to be the 4, 2, 6. Okay, that's the easy 6. Mark the point on the 6. And then let's go and drop down a come bet. Just like that. Come on, shooter. And there's a 9, the center field, the 6, 3. Okay, that goes to the 9. Come back for another come bet. And there is the hard 8, guys. That is the square pair. Let's mark the 8 just like that. And one more come bet is what we're looking for. And here we go. And there's a 10. Not great for a come bet, but that's okay. But again, we got 3 set. We got our don't pass. Now let's see if we can hit the 8, 9, and 10. And then get out of here. That's a 5. No field 5. Doesn't help me out too much. Come on, shooter. There's a 4. Again, no help to me. That's a hard 4. The 2, 2. And there's a 9. Perfect. All right. Because what's going to happen? We'll pay our 9. Okay. It's going to come down. Again, not risking anymore. Going to go straight back to the rack just like that. Okay. All right. Here we go. And there's another 5. No field. 4, 1. And there's a 9. We already hit the 9. No help to us. And there's another 4, 1, 5. Gosh, we should be playing place bets right now, right? And there's the 5, 2, 7. Okay, here we go. Let me show you what's going to happen. Remember, you'll lose these 2 bets. Those will come back, but you will get paid 100 here, right there. Perfect, guys. Turn the puck off, and let's keep it going. Let's go, shooter. And that's going to be another 4, 1, 5. The 4, 1, 5 is hot. Okay, so let's mark the point there. Drop down a quarter into the come bet, and here we go. And that's going to be the 3, 1, 4. So the come bet will travel to the 4. Okay, that's hit number 1. All right. And that's going to be the 5, 4, 9 center field. Okay. This goes to the 9. One last come bet. And here we go. And that's going to be the 5, 3, 8. Okay. So all 3 are set. So again, hoping that one of those 3 will hit again, make a little bit of money. Trying to stay away from the 5. And that's a 4, the big Joe, 3, 1, 4. Perfect. That's going to pay. Oh, all right. That's going to pay here. That's going to pay the 4. It'll come through the come and it'll go back to the rack just like that. Okay. And that is the 9. Another great hit, right? It'll pay here. That'll come through the come back to your rack. And now, hey, if we hit that 8, that's a perfect scenario. Let's see if we can do it. And that's a 6 to 4, 2. Easy 6. No help. And, oh, it's kind of diced off the table. But if you look at it here, guys, that is the 5, 2, 7 because it was right at the edge. Right at the edge. It is a 5, 2, 7. That's kind of perfect, right? We'll lose this bet here. Let's go here, back onto here, back into our rack, and the puck will turn off. Guys, we were making some money here just like that. We haven't doubled up, but we've hit a couple $100 so far, right? Let's roll this out one more time. Here we go. All right, it's gonna be on the 5, 1, 6. Perfect. Mark the point on the 6, and drop down $25 in the come bet. And that's now that's aggravating, right? 5, 1, 6. We are going to have that happen. It is going to knock off our point at some point in time, right? That's just craps. And this will travel to here. Again, we're not going to go back out there for a don't pass. Let this shooter resolve and finish him up, okay? And I'm glad we didn't because that is a yo 11. That would have been a loser on the pass line, or sorry, on the don't pass. All right, and there's a 4, 3, 7. That would have been another loser on the don't pass, but we do lose this because remember, we're always working these bets because they're contract, they're always a bet. Now, that is a 4, 3, 7. The puck is off, but again, for video purposes, I'm going to go back out there as if we are playing a new shooter just for time, right? So new shooter, here we go. And that's going to be the hard 6 at Dice Degen. Mark the point on the 6. Go back out there for a come bet. And here we go. And there is the 527. That is a 0.7 out, just like that. And again, what's going to happen is we'll get paid on the come. We'll get paid the $100 on the don't pass. Both of these can come back to the rack, just like that. Let's do this. It's going to be kind of a shorter video, right? Let's do this one more time and see how we do. Last shooter. It's going to be the 415, no field. Okay, mark the point on the 5. Chop down the come bet. Remember, last shooter. Let's see if we already know we're in profit. That's going to be a 1, 2, 3. We're going to lose this bet. Remember, on a 2 or 3, you lose your come bet. That's going to be number 1. Okay, remember, we're only going to risk 3/4. Okay, that's 1. All right, it's going to travel to the 9. Here we go. Come on, shooter. Remember, come bet are always even odds, and that is a 12. Again, another bad situation. A 12, you lose this bet, so that's going to come back. So we only got 1 bet working for us, and of course we got our don't pass. Kind of boring if you only got 1 bet, but we don't want to risk no more than 3/4. Okay. And that's going to be the 516. No help. Looking for a 9, then we're looking for a 7. And there is, call it out, there is the 437. So again, you'll lose this bet here. You will get paid here on the don't pass. And I'll tell you what we're going to do is we're going to turn the puck off. Let's go and count it out. A short, easy video. Let's see how we did here. Not a whole lot of craziness here. Remember, we started with $1,000. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 500. So that is 6, 7, 8, 9. 1,000. So this is initially our starting bankroll, and so we made 275 bucks, just like that, guys. Not too bad at a $100 level. Now again, you could do this at any level you want to. You can do it at a $5 level on a bubble craps machine. You know, a $5 don't pass with what, $3 on the come bets. You can do this at $25 level with red chips. Any way you want to do it, you can go up, or scale down. I like to play at the $100 level. Just makes me feel a little bit better when I'm feeling my money, guys. I do hope you've enjoyed this content. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification, because I do put out videos like this every single week. Make sure you're up to date when I post one out. Until next time, mark the point and stay awesome.